Welcome back, folks. I'm ManicMink. This is Shadowrun Returns, and we're picking up where we left off. Actually, we're picking up with me taking a drink of water. So we've arrived in Seattle, the Dead Man's Switch. Your plane hits a SeaTac tarmac with a jolt. Welcome to Seattle. Chilly northwest rain obscures your vision as you step onto the tarmac. Before long, you're sitting in a cramped back seat of a cab, following the signal from Sam's locator chip into the heart of Redmond Barrens. Organ grinders, a legal chop shop for body parts, whether from the living or the dead. If you're hurting bad enough for Nguyen, this is the place to sell a limb or an organ. It's also a good place to dispose of an inconvenient body while making a little cash on the side. This franchise is the closest thing the Barrens has to a morgue. Seems that this is where Sam Watts' body has ended up. You open the door and are assaulted by the smell of bleach and death. So we've arrived in Seattle. Ask the coroner about Sam Watts. Optional. That is our benefit for, let me see. That's me. That's my inventory. Restore teammate to 100% health. Data jack, yeah. Okay, so this is our sort of PDA thing. Yes, we got a bunch of stuff. So let's head in through here. Employees only beyond this point. I'm in the back. We get a shout from someone. Let's see what we have in our inventory. No weapons so far. No items. No nothing. Got our clothes, basically. Let's head to the back. Smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial grade antiseptic. So there's Dresden hiding over here. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job." A little more than you'd want or expect from someone in a chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might be the stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. "Sorry, didn't expect any visitors at this hour. Some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir?" "Are you the coroner?" "I'm John Dresden, the Gorgon Grinders branch manager here, so yeah, I guess that makes me the franchise area's coroner, too. And you are?" ManicMink, represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder." He frowns. "Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client, but what makes you think he's here?" "Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here." "I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet, what with it being all the way out here in the Barrens." "So who told you he was dead?" Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch." Dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. "A dead man switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here." Oh, so it looks like our friend Sam. Oh, poor Sam. Let's talk to Dresden. "It's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. And the third one was downtown." Emerald City Ripper? "Not my title. This is what the Seattle press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel, but this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim." Internal organ? What prize did the Ripper take from Sam? Watts' liver was cleanly cut out. How about the other lucky contestants? First victim's heart was missing and the third had a spleen removed. "Dresden, get out here!" It's McCluskey. So he runs out there. "I'm here about the new Ripper victim, Sam Watts." Okay, so it looks like we have a few moments. It looks like he's a police officer or something. Looks like we might have a few moments to explore what's going on over here. Basic medkit picked up. Take a look at Sam. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet. His face is ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine the evidence of the bag without spoiling it. Let's look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but the blood makes it illegible. Look at the cred stick. Standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Let's steal the cred stick. 300 new yen is added to your account. Sam would want us to have that, I think. Let's look at the shirt. Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing and the blood is thoroughly soaked through it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Ugh, gross. And there's a handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible we arg. We have been blank long. Say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Feel terrible we argued. We have been something for too long. Something to say I'm sorry. Maybe meet you somewhere to say I'm sorry. Alright, let's put down the evidence bag. Guess we're gonna go out and talk to whoever McCluskey is. Oh, hello. I was just examining her body. Towering over the diminutive corridor is the homicide detective right out of central casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts, name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? Coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time? Come on, she offed herself. I had on good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. This Ripper case is on my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. Perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand, and he knows his way around a scalpel. He has decent understanding of human and metahuman anatomy, too. So I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anything. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. Lone Star Detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. I've only been standing here for about 20 minutes. Who the hell are you? I'm nobody who didn't hear nothing. I'm new in town, knew the welcoming committee. See, if I had enough strength, I could tell him to shove off. But I don't. You the detective on this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. Let's be honest here. The dreck you were! You get anywhere near my investigation, it'll be you on the slab, elf. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. Well, he really seems to care about this. Who's this asshole, Dresden, anyway? Dresden looks amused. You always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties, too. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for the dead man? Sam was there when I needed him. I'm gonna return the favor. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant a 10 yen... I'm just gonna say yen. A week. Another 10 yen a week in his paycheck. Plus he's on the take. Dresden pauses, considering. You have honor, after a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? What was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? Official reports that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. Can't say it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. On the take, who's paying to hold on to his leash? I don't know, but someone with major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. Alright, so what are organs worth these days? Whole healthy body can fetch a bunch of yen, but individual organs? Not as much anymore, what with all the cyber stuff on the market these days. Organ Grinders only deals in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Right, so who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. So have you heard of anything called a Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You'll probably like it. Me, I'm not the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus, Dad are just easier to get along with. Just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks at you intently for a moment before speaking. Might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Okay then, I'll go do that. A bit weird. We also, looks like we gained some karma. We can upgrade some points. Let's see what we can do. We need 3 for that, 4 for this. Critical damage percentage visible. Can upgrade our pistols again. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take another point in pistols. There we go. And close this. Right. Oh, we have some stuff around here, so let's take a look in this thing. Maybe some more medical kits. Basic med kit. That's not bad. Dock wagon basic trauma kit. And what's in here? Cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat has 21 degrees Celsius. 21 would be low 70s? Low 70s Fahrenheit? Let's open the drawer. Cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Whoa, easy there. Jake Armitage. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. He's got a Dayajack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. Interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. You were sleeping in a freezer. Freezer for dead people. Don't tell me you haven't considered it. Cheaper than a coffin hotel. And the service is just as good. He chuckles. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I notice you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? Looking into the death of Sam Watts, the coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam, eh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or other, though. Jake yells toward the other side of the room. John, is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. Thought you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses, might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind the shades. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are... Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm ManicMink. And well-mannered, too, such a rare thing in this city. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy, he was hanging out at the Seamstresses Union that night. Tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low for a few weeks after a bad run. Miss Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. Out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. He winces. Damn, might need some soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching sound as Dresden continues his work. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit on my head. Jack smiles, and you get the impression that it didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him. Till he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. You've done this before? It's a long story. I end up in the morgue more often than the average guy. Yeah, Jake's a regular. You should have started a rewards card, Jake. A few more visits and you get a free night stay. Jake laughs. I'll hold you to that, John. Anyway, they found Sam's body less than a block from the Union, missing liver and all. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle a score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leader's got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit the streets alone at night. Trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. Maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What do you say? I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Alright, Jake, count me in. Great, I've been hiding out here since that run-in with the Halloweeners. Whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Dresden yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? Give me a pistol. My weapon of choice as well. Here, take this one. You have a Fichetti Security 500. So, ready for an evening out in the town? Tell me some more about these gangers. Well, they're one of the nastier gangs in town. Their symbol's a flaming jack-o'-lantern, but you wouldn't like their version of trick-or-treating very much. Around here, they're led by a troll named John Paul. He's got all the Halloweeners in the Barrens looking for me. We take him out, maybe I can breathe a bit easier. If you're buying. I've already provided the party favors. You can leave whenever you're ready. Okay, so let's head out of here. Looks like we've talked to everyone we can talk to, and we'll head out. Me and Jake. Head out into the Barrens? Confirm. Redmond Barrens. Run in the Seattle sprawl, and sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business, the Barrens doesn't like you. Take 1 part radioactive wasteland, 3 parts dog-eat-dog slum, and add dash a tourist trap, and you've got a recipe for mean as hell. You leave the sanitized death and formaldehyde of organ grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops a moment to breathe deeply, filling his lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and grime tell him he's home. My stash is just around the corner, in the alley. So this is organ grinders, outside in the Redmond Barrens. Does the bus stop here? Looking for a date? Elves are my favorite. Thank you, anonymous hooker. So it looks like that's his stash. So let's go and get his stash first of all, just to make sure we're all equipped up. Let's actually make sure I'm equipped up. Yes, I have a gun. Damage 6, range 19, capacity 12. Low-grade pistol. Hidden in the garbage through an alley is a high-tech safe with a mag card reader on the front. In the safe with Jake's mag card. Smooth hiss, the safe opens to reveal a collection of gear that's perfect for your skills. How convenient. You take the gear. Frag grenade. What would you like to do with this? Swap an item will be sent to your stash. Let's take a med kit and send this item. No, let's swap with another item. Let's take this one. Oh, we have enemies. A guy with a baseball bat and a guy with a gun. Hand over the loot, bozos. Love the dialogue in this. Alright, let's get behind cover first of all, and then let's pop him one. Okay, Jake, what can you do? Flamethrower. Let's pop him one, and then we'll get him behind cover next turn. I can make him easier to hit, or I can just shoot him twice. Alright, so we killed those guys. Good job, us. High five. So look in the Barrens. Guess I'll need to find a new spot to hide my gear. Good dead drops are hard to keep. Well, at least they were too dumb to break my maglock. Now that you've got some gear, let's go deal with those Halloweeners. Okay. It's the city. The city. Looks like a lot like Seattle, don't you think? I think I've been around here. I don't know. Soy calf. Definitely not Starbucks. But we'll pick this up next time, looking for Halloweeners. Halloweeners. So, I'm ManicMink. This is Shadowrun Returns. Catch you next time. Take care.